Our topic for today is what's your love story? This is a super popular answer that someone posted without revealing their identity. This is the most craziest love story of mine, which definitely seems like the story is out of a movie or something, I guess. I'm only 15 and a bookworm plus gamer, so please don't judge me. Smiley face. I am an above average student in high school, bullied in a way, fat shamed. I'm reducing though. Smiley face. I love reading books, watching movies and TV shows, and most importantly, increase my knowledge by visiting sites like this frequently. I also would say I was a procrastinator. I had 2 love interests throughout my life till today. Becomes 3, one was one-sided and she didn't know, and the other was me getting friend-zoned. Although she admitted to have had feelings for me in the past. For starters, I am an introvert. So as most generic introverts, books and movies were my escape from the socially throbbing reality. Video games were also on my list, but none of the latest, since my family isn't that well off to afford expensive desktops and consoles. Ever since my friend zone incident, which I would say was a full 6 months of me getting teased, mean at times, made fun of, bullied, led me to kinda retract deeper into my shell. All that because I got friend zoned. That year was also the most horrific and nightmarish year I dreaded, Class 10. Class 10 is a big deal in India cause that's when you have to choose how well to study in order to get the streams. Science, commerce, humanities. For pursuing a career/degree. I successfully passed them and settled for humanities, because I was much of a creative person. Enough of that already, let me get to the love story, smiley face. One last update about Miss Left before going into the love chapter. I was very socially awkward and had low self-esteem due to my troubled past. Right then. So I was browsing through a teen dating website called MyLOL. It was pretty much simple and used the GUI of Facebook. I quickly got used to the huge number of thoughts that existed there. That website was fun to hang around in as you could comment on every picture that gets uploaded. The feed page is the same for everyone around the globe. Needless to say, I started becoming a troll. I messaged random girls on the site in hopes of getting a few topless and bottomless pics, but sadly most girls had past experiences and were pretty quick to snuff me out XD. This one time I did message a girl. Let's keep her name as P. She was British. I busted in with a chessy/clever pickup line to make her laugh XD, and surprisingly she did with no sarcasm. Let me tell you, this is the first gal to do this. We talked about normal stuff and I could say I was quite interested in being friends with P since she seemed interesting. I asked her number in a clever way and she laughed. Over text XD. And happily obliged. We had a thing for polar bears cause that's how my pickup line went XDDD, so I asked her a bunch of funny questions and gave witty little responses which made it seem like she enjoyed my company. I was quite happy as well. For the first time a girl is actually laughing at my jokes without sarcasm or rudeness. Then we used to text back and forth, with corny questions and even cornier answers, hilarious experiences, and family stuff XD. That's when I found out that she had been through quite the ordeal in her family, which includes a divorce, a nasty adopted kid, a stillborn, and I don't really want to talk about that. Tiny interlude. I used to get the boys don't cry all the time through my life. And people used to take my gentleness as an advantage. And since then I've always managed to tactically fake my emotions and behave in a certain way in a certain environment or situation. I never exposed my true emotion, worrying that people are gonna use me all over again, so I developed an emotional barrier. An emotional barrier so thick that even insults and scoldings from elders or anyone never moved me. I often thought I was a psychopath. But nah, IDC anyways XD. Back to the story, me and P get slightly flirty at times and it would be cringy and cheesy and very enjoyable. I seriously felt super happy. Whenever she used to text me, even if the day was shitty as fuck, my mood would go from 0 to 10 in an instant. I could say that she was my happy drug, smiley face. Using my past experience as a candlelight, I strictly tried. Spoiler, in vain. to refrain from getting emotionally or romantically involved with her, as I was quite certain that an emotional spark towards her was lit up inside me and needed to be put out. Because deep underneath the carefree and insensitive and funny persona, I was a very sensitive person. And since I was a guy in an Indian society, if I had any downsy day or a crappy day or a depressed day, I usually cry my eyes out in my room at night and then continue the next day morning like nothing happened. Well, newsflash, boys cry too, smiley face. Even with the strict rule I had, and before I could even realize what was happened, I fell in love with her. After 2 months of being best friends online, I really admired her.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
But the distance and the infinite possibilities of what might happen if we got into an LDR kept me from getting emotionally involved with her. Yes, it was hard, but I had to. LDR, long distance relationship. Until this day. This is how the convo went. Hey. Fun fact. I got my tits measured and they were a 34 DD. Asterisk speechless for a few seconds. Asterisk. Me, that's great P. I told you had a good pair. Just totally out of the blue, she comes and says she got her tits measured. Like what? That's when I realized that she was in love with me as well. This theory was confirmed later when I had posted an Insta story saying that DM me an ex and I shall post my fave pic of yours, but answer a few questions etc. P.S. We had a friendly sexual chat after she brought up the tit topic, laughing face. In those questions, 2 of them were, what are your thoughts about me and would you go on a date with me? You can guess what she said. I'll give you 3 tries. I still declined the idea though, although I was flattered plus astonished plus happy plus excited. But feelings are feelings and we still ended up being in an LDR later on. The happiest I had ever been. I got to know a lot about P that way. How she had cut marks on her arm, how she had dysfunctional parents etc. I told her about my shitty side too, straight face, and we seemed to have fallen for each other's imperfections, laughing face. I was madly in love with her though. Imperfection or perfection? I think it was, 'cause she was far away from me. As psychology says, distance makes the hearts grow fonder, her insecurities, her laugh, her smile, her body, her hair, her nose, and this totally felt like a movie to be honest. 2 people in love. Cheesy texts. Nudes. Sexts. Cute selfies. It all felt like a fantasy and I was on cloud 9 and couldn't believe how lucky I was to get a girl like her. She's currently 14 BTW, smiley face. Then my heart literally skipped a beat when she opened up the topic of starting a family. With me. I mean, I felt honored plus happy plus surprised plus happy XD. Because me, being an introverted nerd, with not more than 5 minutes of recorded chat time with the opposite sex, gets a girlfriend who wants to start a family? Like WTF. In a good way XD. I seriously took a while to process what she sent. Although the doubts and fear of our LDR existed, she didn't waste any time trying to make me happy. Forgive me if any jumble of sentences or words or if the continuity is not understood properly. As a matter of fact, I was simply trying to demonstrate the things that ran through my mind in that instant she said that. She instilled a whole new sense of responsibility in me. Because now I felt like it was my mission to study well, get good grades, get a good degree, get a good job, be financially stable and then go get her and ride off into the sunset, smiley face. I immediately told her I loved her and that she was the love of my life and I would be honored to have a family with her. Technically it seems super cringy and unnecessary at this age, but you haven't been elevated from your lowest point in life. Like me. To the stage where someone actually gives a fuck about you. No one gave that many fucks about me. All of my best friends whom I thought were amazing dumped me for some other girls. People mocked me because I was not like them. A walking beach ball comments on me being fat. Forgive me, that was funny XD, but still. I was almost an outcast because my school was dictated by hypocrisy, lies, popularity and the most number of relationships recorded. So well, we are still going strong till date. I asked her since when she started having feelings for me and she said that it was the day we first met online. Reason? Because of my weird lame humor and the fact that I gave ears to her problems which she couldn't share with anyone else, and also the fact that I always elevated her mood by saying that she looks pretty and she darn is. I just hope me and P can become a family in the near future. Every night ends with her in my head and every morning starts with her in my head. I love P so very much. And I did promise her to do everything I can to keep our relationship full of fun and cheesy shit.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.